Peace, peace, everybody. In the name of Yeshua, Jesus, the Messiah, I do pray that all of you are doing well on this slightly overcast Sunday morning. Late morning. It's a late morning. It's 10 a.m. where I am. We have a few things to talk about, to discuss today. For Bitcoin, Cardano are the two main things I want to focus on. Stay tuned. What's going on, everybody? Just confirming that everything sounds good audio-wise. Let me know. All right, y'all, we are live on this beautiful Sunday morning, this beautiful day that the Lord has made. So we have a few things I want to talk about, guys. First of all, I really want to focus on Bitcoin and Cardano. Bitcoin and Cardano are doing some very, very interesting things, and it's amazing. It's pretty amazing just to look at the Cardano versus Bitcoin pair here in the last week. This is just absolutely phenomenal. The all-time high for Cardano versus Bitcoin is 8,782 Satoshis. We just currently reached 5,047 Satoshis for the Cardano Bitcoin pair. And this is super bullish in general, and I want to talk about some targets as well as, personally, I don't know if you guys know this about myself, but Cardano is my second largest hodl. I have more Cardano than I have Ethereum, than I have Litecoin and all that. Some of you guys probably know that when I was selling the trading course, the Getaway, by asking people for cryptocurrency, one of the ways you could pay was Cardano, because that's one of my big hodls. And so it's nice to see this massive, in the past week compared to Bitcoin, Cardano is up 57%. Also, as many of you know, we just broke out of this resistance over the weekend. Over the weekend, we were struggling to get above the resistance for the past few days, and now we're up, 27%. So that's pretty cool, pretty dang cool. All right, so let's start with Bitcoin, because I think Bitcoin, as we all are well aware, the entire market kind of hinges on the performance of Bitcoin. And I just want to point out the fact that we have been holding this resistance very well on the weekly time frame. Holding this support. We came down, we bounced off that 21 EMA on the weekly time frame, holding this weekly level of support. If we turn on our fib retracement tool that we see right here, we can see that not only have we held the weekly level of support, we've also held the 382, and we've also held this weekly low right here. Now, currently, guys, I am still short on Bitcoin from $59,000. I actually did add a little bit to my position and lower my leverage on Friday, and that trade is still in profit, up 14%. It was up a much higher percent, guys. It was up a much higher percent just before I started this stream, because as we know, Bitcoin is starting to pump. And that's kind of what I want to talk about, okay? That's kind of what I want to talk about. If we go down to the daily time frame, we can see that potentially here we have what we're seeing is we're seeing momentum moving up a little bit. We can draw from the bottom of this momentum wave on Market Cipher B to what looks like is about to be the bottom of this momentum wave on Market Cipher B, and see that even though the price is essentially trading sideways, right, because from these 2 points right here and then to this point right here, the price is basically in the same spot, yet momentum is moving upwards. If we go to the 12-hour, we can actually see more clearly that we've printed a double bottom, a snake eyes on the 12-hour time frame, guys, where price, while trading sideways, the momentum is ramping up. The momentum is ramping up. The 12-hour VWAP is officially crossed over the zero line, which is a very bullish thing. It's a very bullish thing. So for the past day, you can see we've had just upward price action with Bitcoin. If we go down to the 4-hour time frame, we can also see even more clearly than what we saw on the 12-hour time frame that we have a very, very clear momentum is moving upwards. You could take it from all the way back here on April the 23rd and drag it over to May 13th and then again on May 16th. Or you could simply just take a look here at the 4-hour time frame and notice that from right here to right here, the momentum is moving up. The momentum is moving up. Now price, if we're going to take it from this green dot right here and drag it down to this green dot right here, price has been moving down. Okay, what I'm doing is I'm taking the exact price at the close of this candle when we got this bottom, and the exact price at the close of this candle when we got this bottom, and so you could say that we are forming a bullish divergence on the 4-hour time frame, short term. Now, this being said, I'm still agnostic when it comes to the longer term price of BTC. I do think we are going to get a move to the upside, but I do think it's very possible that we will reject somewhere on one of these levels right here, on one of these levels, maybe like around 51K, simply because things are just so bearish right now. We're clearly in the downtrend on the 4-hour time frame. We need to keep in mind that so far this 21 EMA is our resistance. The 21 EMA is currently our resistance, and we need to treat it as such until we break above it. Until we break above it, we need to treat that 21 EMA as resistance. On the 12-hour time frame, we are officially in the downward trend, right? We have the 21 EMA has crossed below the 12-hour EMA. I'm sorry, the 21 EMA on the 12-hour has crossed below the 55 EMA on the 12-hour. And, you know, when this happens, guys, it usually means that we get some more downward movement. It means we're in the downward trend. And when the EMAs flip back on top of each other, it means we're in an upward trend. Same is true on the daily time frame, y'all. Same is true on the daily time frame. I do think the fact that we have been able to hold support is a very good thing for the overall cryptocurrency markets. You know, just going by the data that we have available to us, based on, you know, what Bitcoin has done in the past, this is a very critical level right here. And we have 9 hours and 33 minutes for Bitcoin to close this weekly candle on this support. And if we do that, I do think that is a bullish sign, not only for Bitcoin in general, but for the health of the cryptocurrency market, the continuation of this bull run. Okay, so let's talk about some other things with Bitcoin right here, because there are some, you know, a lot of patterns. I have not been trading on the weekend, But I just want to point out the fact that right now on the 1 hour time frame, things are looking very nice for a move to the upside, right? We have this very, very clear direction where on the 1 hour, at least for in the short term, we printed this double bottom on Market Cipher B. And then since that time, we have been getting upward momentum. Money flow has been moving, crossing over. In fact, we just kind of crossed over for a little preview and then came back under, but it looks like we're going to print another high wave right here. While we've been consolidating on a support and trading sideways pretty much for the past few days since we had this massive dump, while the price is trading sideways, potentially you could say even coming down, momentum has been ramping up. Money flow has been curving from the red into the blue. If I was a betting man, and I technically am because I'm a trader, I would say that we have a move to the upside that could be happening very soon. That could be happening very soon. So, you know, there's other things as well that you could say are forming on the chart right now. I mean, obviously this is a horizontal level of resistance right here, okay? On the 1 hour time frame, let me make sure that this is the 1 hour color that I'm going to use. I'm going to use this blue, and I'm going to say this is like our 1 hour resistance right here. This is a level to watch because, you know, so far we have not been able to break above this. If we go to the 4 hour time frame, you know, we have not been able to break above this. In fact, we were rejecting off of this even before we were rejecting off the 4 hour EMA. And then, of course, we also have the channels that we've been trading in as well. Like, you know, we had this descending wedge, I guess you could say that we were trading in, this descending channel that we broke out of. Right now, you can see that we are getting some kind of rejection off the EMAs. It would be curious to see, you know, if this is actually going to continue upward. It'll be curious to see if we come down and get a retest off of this, or if we actually get a bounce off of this weekly level right here. Keep in mind, this weekly level, guys, is also on the weekly time frame. If we make this a little bit larger here, that is also right around that 382 level. So it's important, I think, to keep our eyes on that 382 level coming in here. It's very possible that we could come down, get the retest, and as we're getting the retest, the VWAP curves back up. We could print a nice green trigger wave right here. And, you know, when we do that, it's very possible that the money flow will cross from the red into the green on the hourly time frame. It's also possible that we can see something like this where we kind of get a yeah, we could come down more. We could do something like this too, right? And get a bounce. That's kind of the same thing. The retest of this trend line would kind of form a W pattern to give us some upward movement. I am expecting some upward movement from here, guys, and the reason for that is because of all the bullish divergences that are forming on the chart. And the volume has been very low because it's a weekend. But overall, I think we have a move at I would be surprised if we didn't come back up to retest the $51,000 level at least. And then also another area would be the $53,000 level, because we have that area of support in the past, right? If we zoom out, and I'm sorry, not support but resistance. If we zoom out and we just take a look at that $53,000 level and just put a line right there, we can see that it was our support. It was our support again. It was our support again, and then it was resistance. Then it was support. It was support, 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 and then we fell through it. So if we do get a move to the upside for Bitcoin, and if we're able to come above this 4-hour 21 EMA, always be looking for a reaction, a rejection off If we're trading below the 21 EMA on the 4-hour, always look for a rejection off of it. And if we're trading above it, always look for a bounce off of it. For Bitcoin, at least, just take a look historically. How do you say that word? Historically? Take a look historically. Every time we're trading above the EMA and we come down to it, we get the bounce. We get the bounce. The only time we won't get a bounce is if we're printing a red dot while we are going through that EMA. Okay, and the opposite is true for on the underside. If we are on the other underside of it, the only time we won't get a rejection is if we are printing a green dot while we're coming through that 21 exponential moving average. But for right now, guys, I am still keeping my Bitcoin short open. I have no reason to close it because I have been short from 59,000 around, like right around in this region. So it's a pretty nice chunk, 17%. And because I have no reason to close it, I'm just going to keep it open unless we start breaking above this 21 EMA on the 4-hour. Then I'll close it. I'm also in a small Bitcoin long right now, a very small Bitcoin long, hoping maybe I can eke out some of this price action here. But my main point of all this is the fact that Bitcoin is doing a very good job holding the support on the weekly time frame. We need to see what happens in the next weekly candle. It's very possible that we could consolidate around this area for some time, trade sideways for a little bit. If we just take a step back actually and look at Bitcoin from February 15th on the weekly time frame, I mean, we actually have just been trading sideways. As traders, it's easy for us to get overwhelmed with all the ups and downs. We're watching the 1-minute time frame, trying to scalp that thing up and down like a guitar fretboard. But, really, we've been trading sideways, and it's allowed the altcoins to really kind of take off, which we've seen happen. We've seen the insane gains with the altcoins. So let's keep our eyes on this weekly candle. There's 9 hours, 25 minutes left for this. It's also very possible, y'all. It's also extremely possible that we do see more of a dump for Bitcoin before getting some more upward movement. The VWAP on the weekly is still very much so down, right? The VWAP on the weekly is still very much so down. And if we do something like this, where we come up on the daily and then print a red wave like right here, man, that would send us down pretty far. And it is kind of a little bit upsetting right now to see that we are currently rejecting off of, on the daily time frame, we're rejecting off this weekly level. Okay, we wicked up, we tried to get through it, now we're rejecting off of it. We are rejecting off of it right now. A little bit discouraging there. But overall, I do believe that, like I was saying last week on Friday, it's very possible that we could see Bitcoin come all the way down to like the $35,000 level, which is the 618 retracement of this entire move to the upside. If I take off these EMAs for a second here, if we close this candle above the 21 EMA on the weekly, and then next week we see something drastic, like we drop all the way down to here, wick down to here, and then come back up, we could see Bitcoin at $35,000 and still remain extremely bullish, because if we're just measuring from the breakout of 20K to the all-time high, if we lose this 382 Fibonacci retracement level, then it's very common that we will come down to the 618 level, right to this golden pocket. And I think we can do that and still maintain the bull trend, because it's not until we lose the 618 level that Bitcoin is officially, like, at least in my mind, guys, and the way I do my technical analysis, if we are in a strong uptrend, like we have been for the past few months, and then Bitcoin loses the golden pocket, right, and the retracement, that's when I would say, okay, the uptrend is over. Because the way it works is the most common area to bounce is the 382. If we lose the 382, then we will come down to the 618. And if we lose that, we're either going to consolidate for a long time at lower levels, or more likely, especially on these higher time frames, the bull market is over. And that's just kind of what I'm looking at, guys. And also, if you guys want to learn this stuff, how to mark levels of support and resistance, how to use Fibonacci, how to use moving averages, how to use Market Cipher so you can become a confident, profitable trader, check out jasoncaspertrading.com. This is my trading course where basically my goal here is to teach you how to build your own trading strategy that you can be confident in so that you don't have to worry about what anybody on YouTube is doing. You don't have to worry about following people on Telegram. You don't have to worry about following people on Instantgram or any of the other grams that are out there. You don't have to eat graham crackers. It doesn't matter what you do or what anybody else does, because we teach you how to create and test your own strategy step by step. And actually, I give you 3 or 4 strategies that I and myself and many other people use to become profitable traders already. And so that you have a starting point, so that you have a way to start winning trades while you're learning. And we go through technical analysis, Market Cipher, 3 sessions on Market Cipher, how to use this thing. Okay, so that's where we're at with Bitcoin, guys. Holding the support right now, very critical level. If we lose this level, coming back down to the 618 would be my hypothesis, right? And this 618 level, guys, not only is it the 618, it's also a very high volume area. If we turn on our VPVR indicator, we can see that we do have a volume spike right around this golden pocket. And what this would do if Bitcoin, because right now for like the past week, right, the past few days, we've been hovering around this 382 level, indecision, low volume. I don't think the bull market is over. If we come down to this level, I think a lot of people will lose hope in Bitcoin. A lot of people will panic sell, and this will open up the doors for the whales to buy at a very cheap price. Can you imagine the long position that we could put here if Bitcoin actually does wick down to there? I actually have a buy order set there, taking the risk. Just if we come back to the all-time high, right? And I would honestly have, for this swing, I would have to put my stop loss pretty dang low just to make sure that we're under the last swing low there. But that's a 77% gain only to get back to the all-time high. But if we come to a new all-time high, like let's say we come up to the $75,000 Bitcoin, that's a 100% gain, right? If you're trading this swing trade with like 3x leverage, that's a 300% gain. If we do get to the $100,000 Bitcoin from there, you could just hold that thing and get some pretty big gains. All right. So that being said, let's talk about Cardano, because Cardano is, as I was saying before, my second largest hodl. First is Bitcoin, then is Cardano. I've been a big fan of Cardano for quite some time. Somebody in the chat is talking about Ethereum here. Let's take a look at Ethereum dumping. Yeah, Ethereum is dumping here, guys, and my Ethereum short right now is actually up 31%. So that's interesting. That is interesting. We'll talk about Ethereum in a bit. I want to talk about Cardano first. Right now, it's important to notice that Cardano is, well, first of all, we had this massive, during the past 2 weeks, this massive kind of run up. And shout out to the Beijing King, who says, I sold half my ADA, which I bought at 25 cents at $1.40. Then turned that into 3K profit on another crypto overall, comma, parentheses, say 6 months from now, end parentheses. Do you think I screwed up? I'm bittersweet about it. The Beijing King, here's the thing. You can't go wrong taking profit, bro. If you are in profit, if you are holding any asset and you are in profit, you made the right decision by taking profit. That is my strategy. That is how I avoid losing money, is I take profit when I am in profit. I take profit while in profit. That's just what I do. That is just what I do. All right, y'all. So here is the Cardano chart here, and I have a fib pulled up here, and basically this fib is from this swing high, this previous all-time high, to the bottom of the consolidation area right here. Okay, from that high to the bottom of the consolidation area here, and I actually flipped this thing. Actually, let me show you exactly how I pulled it, just in case there's any confusion here. I pulled it from this swing high down to this swing low, just to kind of give us some Fibonacci targets that we should be shooting for. And it's interesting to see that we currently are rejecting off of the 2618 level. We're rejecting off of that level right now. We did have in 1 week massive amount of upward movement. And so I think, personally, I believe that Cardano is going to see higher levels. I absolutely believe that. I am extremely bullish on Cardano. But I think right now we have a good opportunity to probably get in at a better price if you're not already in Cardano, if you're sitting on the sidelines. Currently, I'm technically long on Cardano because I'm holding it, right? So I'm spot long on Cardano. I've been holding it since 2017 when I first found out about it during the last bull market. It was very, very cheap. I have never stopped holding it. I'm staking it, okay? I'm staking it with 2 baked potatoes, butter and sour cream, and broccoli on the side. It's a very delicious, nutritious meal. It's good for the gains if you're a bodybuilder, and if you're not a bodybuilder, it still tastes good, okay? So let me, okay, so we're rejecting off that level right there. Let's pull out our Fib trend-based extension and take it from this area where we first broke out, and we'll take it to this swing high, and then we'll drop it back down to this swing low right here. And it's interesting to see that we have hit perfectly, we have hit the 1-to-1 extension of this first move right here. So we had this move, then we had a period of consolidation. Then we have an equal move to the upside. Now I do think we are going to have some kind of period of consolidation right here. I think it's healthy for us to come down a little bit. Let's turn on Market Cipher and let's set some targets as to where I would be looking to get more Cardano if I wasn't already in Cardano. And keep in mind, guys, what I'm about to do is all hypothetical. This is not financial advice. This is just my opinion. And it's also important to remember that what happened with Ethereum during the past few weeks, where it just kept going up against everything that was telling us it was going to go down, that could still happen. That could still happen with Cardano, right? Nothing says it has to come down. Okay, on the weekly time frame, things are still quite bullish looking, just on Market Cipher B. There's still a lot of separation right here in the waves. The VWAP is pointing upward. The money flow is getting thicker. Let's go down to the daily time frame. You know, we can see that things are starting to cool off on the daily time frame. The VWAP is starting to point a little bit down. Okay, the money flow is starting to get a little bit lower. The money flow is very important on Market Cipher because it's showing us that money is leaving Cardano. Money is leaving Cardano as we are finding a resistance on this Fibonacci 1-to-1 extension. On the 12-hour, guys, it looks like we're about to print that red dot, right? That red dot that happens every time we get overextended. And it's also important to notice that, well, never mind. I thought we had 4 waves going on here, but we don't. We do not. So let me clean this up a little bit here, guys. There we go. That is much cleaner. That is much cleaner. Let's go down to the 4-hour. Okay, so on the 4-hour, again, it's like we're super overextended. We printed this green dot, which didn't get us very far, and now we're printing this red dot. Looks like we need to have some consolidation here. The VWAP is very poignant, facing downward. So honestly, guys, where are some levels that I would be looking to get back into Cardano if I was not already in Cardano? Well, first of all, we have this level right here at the 618 Fibonacci extension level. And let me come back to the weekly time frame right here. This level right here at the 618 Fibonacci extension, I think this is a good level to look for a retracement. Well, any of these levels would be. So first of all, I'd be looking down at the $2 level, the $2 Cardano, because that is a Fibonacci level, and we just shot right past here without getting any kind of, well, that's on the weekly time frame, We did get some slight resistance and then some slight support here. But it would make a lot of sense to me if we came back down and retested this level. What would make even more sense to me, guys, is if we came back down and tested the $1.70 level, the $1.70 level. Here's why. If we cool off when we come down and we retest the $1.70 level, which is the 618 Fibonacci extension level, it would also allow us, by the time we get down there, to test the daily 21 EMA moving average. And here's the thing. Look at what happens when we bounce off of the 21 EMA on the daily for Cardano. When we're trading above it and we bounce off of it, we get a move to the upside. It pretty much happens every time, right? When we're trading above this thing and we come down and when we touch it, we get the move to the upside. So now that we're all the way up here, if we come back down to the 618 level, by the time we get there, the EMA will follow along with the price action. It will allow us to get a nice bounce off of that level, and then we could enter the long position right there, and that would give us, if we put our stop loss below the 21 EMA, even if we just get back up to the all-time high, that is a 36% move. And remember, guys, we never want to, well, I shouldn't say we never want to, because in bull markets you can get away with it, okay? But I do not advise FOMOing into an asset when it's already at an all-time high. I would always wait for some kind of retracement, and the retracement will always come, guys. It will always come. That's just the way price action works, right? We're never going to go up forever. Like back here during the last Cardano pump, we didn't go up forever. We had a retracement. And if I go ahead and if I turn on my trend-based fib extension, and let's just do it from, we need to go back in time and kind of pull it from, this Cardano pump right here. We take it from the swing low to the swing high to the swing low. Hang on, guys. That's not what I want to do. That's not what I want to do. Because really, we have three pumps here, right? We have one pump, consolidation, two pumps, consolidation. Now we have our third pump. Makes sense that we're going to get some consolidation. Okay, shout out to the super chats. Coco says, hello, mate. I've just come in the stream. Have you discussed Ethereum? Do you think we may see more short-term downward movement? What's your target? The Beijing King says, that's what she said. Sorry for that. Okay, I'm done. Headed to Sunday church. Yeah, God bless the Beijing King. Have fun at Sunday church. I hope you... I hope the Lord speaks to you there. I hope He refreshes your soul on this beautiful Sunday morning. On this beautiful Sunday morning. Yes. Yeah, so we can see, in general, we get the 3 weeks of the pump, or in this case, we got the 4 weeks of the pump, and then consolidation. Now we have 3 weeks of the pump consolidation on the higher time frames, on the 12-hour time frame. Market Cipher is showing us that we're about to get some kind of period of consolidation, right? The 8-hour is showing us we're about to get that consolidation. How deep is the retracement going to be? We cannot say. We cannot say. But the areas that I am looking at are these areas right here. So again, pull out the fib extension. We'll take it from this first breakout here to that high of that move to the low, and yes, so the levels that I am looking at and hoping that we can actually get to so that I can get more Cardano would be this level right here at $2, and then even more preferably $1.78. $1.78, $1.79. Because there is so much confluence here. This is a high volume node right here. Well, it has higher volume. It's hard to say, right? Because we've been blasting through here. We don't have much volume up here. We don't have much volume. We don't have much support. If we come back down to this level right here, look at this. We have a spike in volume. We have a spike in volume right here at $1.75, between $1.75 and $1.80. I would be looking to start buying right when we come down to this 618 extension right here at $1.77, $1.78. And not only would that give us a nice volume support, it gives us a nice Fibonacci support. By the time the price gets back down there, that would give us a nice what's the word that I'm looking for here? The 21 EMA on the daily time frame would also get there, and that would give us a super nice entry. If we don't make it down there, guys, I have my eyes here on the 786 level, and here's how you're going to trade this, right? I mean, this is how I trade. And I think it works because it allows you to get those good entries, objectively good entries. If you find objectively good entries, then you will be able to, and I better plug in my MacBook here because I just got a notification that we're going to die with the battery. If you can get an objectively good entry, you're going to be able to risk very little. So let's say the price does come down here to $2, right? And you might say, okay, I'm going to put a long position there. Even if you're not using Market Cipher, you can wait for the price to come down, right? It will consolidate and then retest, bounce up, right? Let's say that happens. You enter the long position on the bounce. You have a very clear stop loss. The stop loss is under the last swing low or under the support, okay? And then your target would be this next fib target up here at 268. Eventually, we'll be targeting these higher levels. And let's say that this happens, okay? If your trade loses, this is a very good risk to reward ratio. Okay, you're only risking 3%. If you put your entire HODL portfolio, not that you would ever do that, but I advise never risking more than 5% of your whole account on any trade. You could put your whole account on this trade, only risk 3% with the potential to make 54% if it's just a 1x spot trade. If you get stopped out of that trade, no worries, because you know where you're next going to be looking for a long position. The next place you're going to be looking for the long position is down here at this previous resistance that we broke out of. So then you just take that 3% loss, come back down here. You also have your good entry. And, now we have a much better trade, and we can make that loss back plus some. We can make that loss back plus some. And the reason this is an objectively good entry, guys, is because we have a very clear line right here of support from which to trade, okay? If we're expecting that we're consolidating and we're coming down, we're going to come down here, okay? Our hypothesis for entering this trade, the plan and the reason why we entered this trade is because we're considering that the consolidation is over. We bounced off the 618 fib extension level, and now we're going to continue upwards. If we don't continue upwards, then okay, I got to get out of the trade. And then you took a small loss, right? You took a small loss. It's not the end of the world. Now, what could be the end of the world is if you just FOMO into an asset because it's pumping, like because Cardano is pumping right now, you just FOMO in right at the top. That's not an objectively good entry because the last swing low right now is down here, okay? So the only effective stop loss you could possibly place right now is down here. And so let's say, not saying you can't do this and make money, I'm saying technically speaking, if we're going to be technical about analyzing the chart and finding the good entries, the only logical place to put your stop loss right now would be down here, and that's a 35% loss. You could just put it down below this daily candle, but I just wouldn't. I wouldn't do that. Okay, I wouldn't do that. I would be looking for some of these levels, these lower levels, and I'm extremely bullish on Cardano. I do believe that we're going to see the $3 ADA pretty soon. Shout out to Jason Wynn, who says, "Why do you think Kraken sucks?" Saying that, would mind saying where you are staking ADA. I'm staking ADA, guys, just in Exodus wallet, to be honest with you. I'm just hodling and staking it in my good old Exodus wallet. So that's where I'm at with Cardano, guys. And again, if you want to learn this stuff, check out jasoncaspertrading.com. It's the comprehensive trading course, and I do have a 10% coupon. I'll drop it in the description of the video. There's a 7% coupon in the description of the video, but jasoncaspertrading.com, 10% off coupon right there. If you don't have Market Cipher, you can get a 5% discount in the description. Also, guys, if we can get this video up to 3,000 likes during the stream, like always, I will give away 0.1 BTC on the stream. I will give away 0.1 BTC on the stream if we can get 3,000 likes. I don't think we're going to get it in this stream, guys, but one of these days, we are going to get it. So tell your kids, tell your wife, tell your grandfather, it's time to go like Billy Casper, Farmer Billy's video, right? Guys, and if you're new here and you don't know anything about me, well, let me just show you. This is me. This is me, okay? This is me. I'm a Market Cipher shilling, Bitcoin hodling, Bible thumping, tractor riding, cryptocurrency trading kind of guy. Oh, and I'm a power lifter too, all right? So this is who you're dealing with. I'm a Southern folk. I'm a conservative Southern guy. My favorite person in the world is George W. Bush because he's so honest, full of integrity and honesty, wouldn't never lie or do nothing evil to nobody. So make sure you go ahead and like this video. Does that make any sense, what I just said? Shout out to Creepy Joe. You know what? Even though I'm a conservative and I love George W., my second favorite person is Joe Biden. Yep, Creepy Joe in the chat holding it down with the wrench. You know, because he's the president, I had to make him a moderator. I had to. Okay. Yeah, guys, so FOMO into the like button for sure. These are my shorts right now. These are my current shorts. Let's take a quick look at ETH and take a quick look at ETH and the corn again. So Ethereum, guys. Here's the thing. Ethereum and we are in a downtrend. We are in a downtrend with Ethereum. On the 4-hour time frame, we can clearly see the money flow is coming down, right? We can clearly see that. We can clearly see that we are printing. This was the all-time high, and then this is the low, and then this is the lower high, and then this is a lower low right now. And unfortunately, guys, we're also getting another red dot on the 4-hour time frame for Ethereum. Okay, so it's very possible that we could see some more downward movement for Ethereum. And guys, let me show you exactly what I would love to see for Ethereum, okay? Just like what we did with Cardano, let's take a look at Ethereum, okay? If we take a look at Ethereum, we can see that we broke out of this trend line right here. See this beautiful ketchup and mustard formation where we got the red and the yellow together. This is, let me turn off this volume indicator so that we can see more clearly these levels here. Keep an eye on these levels, guys. This is a weekly level of support and resistance that Ethereum broke out of, retested, and then continued massively upward. It's a high volume node, okay, and it's a 618 retracement. This is a very, very strong level of support with lots of confluence right here. Lots of confluence. So, shout out to Farouk Hassan from Pakistan. Do you speak Urdu by any chance? I don't. I wish I did. But anyway, shout out to all my Pakistanis out there. Much love. Much love. Yeah, Cardano. Yep, Cardano with George W. All right, so honestly, guys, if I was looking for an Ethereum long, the best possible long in the world, okay, would be this one here. Would be this one right here. This Ethereum trade, if it ever comes into existence, where we do get a retracement all the way down to this level, which would be, by the way, guys, in case you're wondering, shout out to Robert Roy, who says, can you take a look at Matic? Should I sell some? Robert Roy, I can only say if you're in profit, it's always good to sell some. That would be like a 44% correction if we come down to that trend line. Not unheard of to stay in the bull market. And here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. If we come down there, it would be, by the time we get there, it would also be the 21 EMA for Ethereum. If that ever happens, okay, this is the type of trade that, you know, if you're not a day trader and you're a swing trader and you love to swing, you love swinging, and you see that Ethereum on the weekly time frame is starting to print a red dot. And you know, last time that happened, what happened? We pumped, right? But you're just keeping your eye out. You're keeping your mind out there. That is possible for Ethereum to eventually make its way back down to here. make sure that you don't miss out on that opportunity, guys. Make sure you do not. Then the second place I would look to get into Ethereum is right here. Let me see. Let's take a look. Let's close that one off. Right here, this would be another great place to enter, because this is another area of support and resistance. If we go to the daily time frame right there, and if we zoom out and take a look at what we got going on here, this is just another level, another daily level of support that I think would be a good entry. Because a lot of times I've noticed in the bull markets we retrace, but we don't retrace as deep as we would want to. If we pull our fib, let's just pull out our fib, okay? People who are familiar with this channel know that I like to pull my fib out in public. And everybody, when they see me pull it out, they're like, "Oh, what's he gonna do with that? What's he gonna do with that?" Is it legal to pull your fib out in public? It depends on your local municipality law, okay? Let's just pull this thing out from this swing low to this swing high and see if we can get some confluence here. Now, first of all, the first thing I noticed, guys, is this, okay? We got the 382 Fibonacci retracement level, which in an uptrend is one of the most common places to get that bounce, okay? So we come down, get the bounce, good place to look for a long. If we lose that, then we come down to this other level, which was this is another long I'm looking to take. That's the 618. It's also a daily level of support and resistance. And then we do have some confluence down here as well. Like if we make it down here to this trend line that we broke out of, you know, even if we wick down to here, I mean, that's just that perfect long entry right there. So you guys can see the confluence using the fib levels, using the support and resistance lines and the volume and all these things. That's how we're going to find those good trades where we don't have to be a slave to the computer machine, yet we can still make those gains, guys. We can still make those gains. Oh man, my shorts are doing well. My long for Bitcoin is probably not doing well. Let's see. I don't know. I honestly don't know how my long is doing. Probably not that well. Probably not that well. All right, guys. I apologize, but I actually do have to cut this stream. I have to cut the stream because I have some things to do on the farm. If you are a Patreon, I will be here later in the afternoon to do my VIP TA update, where we will go over the exact entries I'm looking for. I'm gonna do a Bitcoin one. I'm gonna focus a little bit on altcoins too, because I think, you know, the gains with the alts have been insane, guys. The gains with the alts have been insane. You know, we took the trade. Where did we take that trade? Right here. This was nuts, right? This trade was nuts. Recently on Binance Futures, RLC, this thing pumped. We got in there right at the perfect time as we were breaking out of this high volume node. Market Cipher was telling us, boom, we're going up. Market Cipher never lets me down. And then what do you know? We just get this massive pump, this massive 50% pump. And of course, you know, Binance Futures, you can up the leverage a little bit there. This was an amazing trade. So I like to focus on the alts. Sushi, BTC, this was an awesome trade. Yeah, we've been making some good altcoin trades in here. Again, guys, if you do want Market Cipher, you can click the link in the description of the video. I have a 5% discount. FOMO into the like button, by the way, because if we one of these days we're going to give away 0.1 BTC. Oliver, the VIP 2 is where I post my trades. VIP 1 is where I do the technical analysis updates and stuff like that. Yeah, Market Cipher 5% discount. I will. Oh wait a second. Oh yeah, here we go. I thought there was nothing in the description. Let me drop that Market Cipher discount in here. Yeah. Boom. And then let me drop the 10% course discount in here again too, because the one in the description is only 7%. It's only 7%. Oh man, it's hard to find these things in here, guys. It's hard to find them. All right, guys. Well, I got to go, and I pray that the Lord blesses all of you in the name of Yeshua the Messiah, Jesus the Messiah. So receive this blessing in the Hebrew language so that the name of the Creator of the heaven and the earth will be placed upon you. Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishbarecha, Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chunecha, Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha. Shalom b'shem Yeshua HaMashiach Elohei Israel, which means in English, may the Lord bless you and keep you, and may He cause His face to shine His light upon you and be gracious unto you. When it says be gracious, it means may He give you unmerited favor in your life, and may He lift up His countenance upon you and give you wholeness and completeness and peace in the name of Jesus, the Messiah, the God of Israel. Amen. 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 All right, y'all. I will see you in the next video. Happy trading. Peace, peace, peace.